As always, I'm your host, Tortimer the Grey, and so I left the mob grinder running, or the XP farm running while I went to work for the morning, and I came home for lunch, and I have almost 900 zombies here. I had to, and you can see I've got the stats up. I'm using like all of my memory. I've got like 6 frames per second running right now. It's it's pretty crazy. So what I've got is I brewed up a healing potion, which on zombies and skeletons is actually a damage potion. So if I throw this in here, we should... Whew! Should kill just about everybody. We got one guy who's got some armor here. He's dead now. So this chest probably just filled up. No, it's just taking a second for them to filter through. So our frames per second should hopefully come back here soon. But I wanted to show you guys, I'm not quite ready for today's episode, so I'm going to cut here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys the potential of this. Yeah, right now I've got entities up to 2,500 or so. But yeah, the game was pretty much at a standstill. So I mean, you have potential for... I've already gained... This isn't even the first time I've run it. I've already gained like 42 levels. I need to go back and enchant something. Well, what I really need to do is I need to get an enchanting station over here, so it's easier to do that. But looks like we're gonna get a ton of armor and weapons and stuff out of this too, which is why I wasn't too worried. You know, a zombie spawner is kind of the worst that you can get. You know, because like zombie flesh really has no purpose. But you get some of these armored guys in there, and you got a chance of picking up their weapons and armor, and you know, so that can be useful. Obviously, skeletons have the same chance of wearing armor, and you get bones and arrows off of them, so probably still more useful. But yeah. So while the game kind of fixes itself, which may take a while, I'm gonna cut, and I will see you guys in just a minute with the start of today's episode. Alright, see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so I am over back at our homestead. Not a whole lot has changed over here. I died a couple more times maybe, since you last saw the sign. I threw up this little doghouse to keep all my different colored dogs in. Nothing too fancy. And I'm mainly over here, I was using up some of my leather, some of my pages and stuff to make a bunch more bookshelves. And actually, let's see, I want to make another enchanting table, so I'll just grab this all for a second. I made a couple of ender chests since I was doing work across the map. I didn't want to have to run back if I needed something, so I threw some stuff I would need in there. I had luckily found I had like 2 ender pearls, so I had enough to make those. Alright, so then what I need is I need a diamond, I need a book, okay, so I think, no, you know what, I think I might need 2 diamonds. One second. Oh, running out. Really gotta do some caving. Alright, let's try this again. Do this, and that. No. Okay, one second. Okay, I was close. I need to get rid of this and that. And there we are. Enchantment table. Got it. Alright, so we've got enough to set up a little enchantment station over at our mob spawner. let me quickly, I want to get rid of these levels here. I made a new sword and a new pick. Don't have enough diamond to really smite, fire aspect, looting, knockback. Wow. Alright, not too bad. Pick, efficiency, silk touch, and unbreaking. Nice. Alright. Cool. Well, there we go. We've got those figured out. I'm going to throw these in the ender chest just to be safe. Got our water buckets. Ooh, pumpkins. That's the other thing I wanted to get. Let's see, because I'm going to be... pumpkins and redstone, actually. So let's bring this... Actually, let's bring... some of that. Because I want to bring one of these. Just bring a little bit of everything I've got redstone related. I want to, one of the things I want to do is, because, you know, that thing really tends to pile up, and while I was trying to... I got iron over there. While I was trying to clean up the stuff that was coming in over there, like all the experience and items and everything like that. Actually, I didn't want to put that away. More zombies kept coming and coming and coming, so it took a while for me to be able to clean all that up sufficiently. So I want a way to be able to kind of turn off the mob spawner, and so I'm going to put in some lights. Pumpkins are the cheapest way to do that. Well, ish, but so I'm going to put in some pumpkins on some pistons and things like that to try and be able to, so when I flick a switch, those lights will come on and that'll stop spawning in there, so that I can, you know, just shut that off if I want to, especially with all the lag it generates. If I'm, you know, not looking to use it actively, I don't want it. And obviously from here the chunks are unloaded probably, but you know, so let's actually, while we're here, so I may not have showed this yet. I set up a little brewing station here. I just have basic awkward potions in there. A chest here for bottles, a chest there for ingredients, and then a water source to fill up our bottles with. Just a little compact design I came up with. And actually, I think I might want to bring one of these with me. After last episode, or after the Nether episode, I went back and I bring a couple of Nether wart too. There's that. I grabbed, I went back into the Nether and I got a couple of, what am I trying to say? I went back and got some more blaze rods. Is what I did. I found that spawner on that episode, and I went and got a bunch more blaze rods. Just kind of sat there. I made some fire resist potions. So this is my, like, buff. This is healing, and this is damage. So I made some splash potions of harming for the chicken farm, actually. Oh, no. For the chicken farm, I made the splash potions of harming just because they were, you know, wasting the durability of my bow, or wasting the, you know, durability of a sword or something to kill all those chickens was becoming a lot. So, yeah. We are gonna... Actually, I'll put this back. I'll just bring the blaze rods with me. I don't need all this. Maybe I'll make like 3 over there. Grab a couple of this. Couple of those. Actually, I'll figure out the rest of this later. But yeah, so we're gonna head back to the desert. My horse had been up here. Where'd he go? There he is. Just wanted to grab a couple of potions. I'm gonna make some more splash potions of healing, so I can, if I get a ton of zombies building up, it's quickest and easiest to use one of those potions to kill them all. you saw there at the beginning of this episode, I used, oh gosh, I used 1 potion and killed 900 zombies almost. So, pretty effective. And so I want to set up a little station over there to make those for that specific purpose. Alright. So the quickest way to get over where we're working is this way. And we're going to come up here, and then we'll see the desert, immediately ahead of us. Once we get through here. Got the swamp we were slime hunting in over here. And then the desert where we grabbed some cactus, that same episode. Over here. So this is where I collected all the sand from. I just kind of trimmed off the top. So there was, 3 or 4 blocks of height from this level. But yeah, so I had this double chest here. It's empty now, but had been filled to the brim with sand. And then you can kind of see what I've been working on over here. Ta-da! I've got some more work still to do on this, but this is something I typically have built on the servers and stuff I've been on when I played with some of my friends and stuff. I like to make these kind of monuments. So I've got this big creeper. I know right now our spawner is a zombie spawner, but we're going to be fixing that a little bit today. Let's rope him in there. So nothing in here. I cleaned it out before I left, and then the chunks were unloaded. What I want to do is... So I opened this up and threw a torch in here. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough, but we'll say that it is. I'm going to throw some of this stuff in here, and I will start today by putting in at least a spotlight here. Alrighty, so basically just covered this stuff up here again. I've got this here, which controls the lever. So if we clear this off really quick, we can see, so that turns the light off, that turns it on, and so forth. We're going to put a bunch more of those in, all controlled by the same lever, and it may be here, I may make a control panel in there. But I'm going to build a ring around here where we can flip a switch and they'll all turn on or all turn off, just so we can effectively shut it off. Because right now it's probably limiting the rates, but we're still getting a couple. So it's not perfect, and we'll work on it further just to make sure that it gets to that point. But yeah, in here I want to throw down. Since we are going to be getting so many levels here, I want to be able to easily use up those levels without having to run back to the base, because then this will unload and it won't keep running and things like that. So what I want to do is I want to, let's see, I need the enchantment table, need this out of here, throw that there. Alright, so I want to put the enchantment table here in this corner. Which means it's got to be right there, I guess. So let's see. Alright. I can't remember exactly. Do I have any? Yeah, we can. So 24, that'll give us. Those there, and that gives us 28. So I need to still, what is it I want to do here? I guess I can do that. Is that 30? There we go. That's 30. They've rearranged this formula a little bit. But alright, so there we go. 30. I had, well, the bed's back over there. I had tried putting a bed in here, but with the zombies constantly coming in here, it was giving me the "you can't sleep with monsters nearby" warning. I'm like, but they're contained, and oh well. So I may bring the bed in here. I'm not really sure. There's not really a whole lot of need to sleep over here, I guess. But we've been getting some decent stuff. Lots of worthless zombie flesh, but some armor and things like that. some weapons even. So some iron. Some of these guys drop iron. So of the 1,000, we got 11 pieces of iron, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And so you see there's still stuff coming here. So we got to do better with the lighting. But that's not what we're doing today. Let me throw some torches in here so we're not getting other spawns. All right. Here we go. So I'm not going to dig this out today because it's going to take way too long to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take the sand and this enchantment table, and we are going to go over here a little bit, and I'm going to kind of show you. Do I have cobble with me? Yes, but we could probably have more. Let me see if I threw any in my ender chest. I can't remember. Yeah. So what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of show you guys the plan for the mob system that I'm going to be making. So we've got the mob spawner. Oh, and I guess I should talk about this because I haven't since we came back. It's the first time you've seen it. This is the design for the building. So the zombies come up here, comes up into the head, goes over and fall down. This creeper is something I built on a number of times on the servers and stuff I've played on. It's kind of my signature thing. At one point I was a moderator on a server, and I built a bunch of dungeons around the world. And I would do a different creeper for whichever biome it was in or whatever. I had all these different designs, and so that would indicate there was a dungeon there, and then you'd go in and down or whatever. So that's something I figured that'd be a good indicator for the mob system. And since this is just zombies now, we want to be able to pull in some other people. So the goal is to build a mob system underneath this. It'll help give us some better drops, as well as just additional experience, so it doesn't take as long for things to come in. So this is a design that I have seen. It's based off of Etho's design. I'll link him in the description, but if you have heard of Minecraft, you have certainly heard of Etho. But this is a design that he made, and we're going to be doing pretty much the same thing, except for his system is meant to be built above ground, and the system I'm going to be doing is going to be built underground, and then we're going to pipe the mobs back up from underground into the same system the zombies are coming through. So the way that an underground system works is the way a mob system works is you want to control where mobs are spawning so that you can be able to control where they go and what they do. So you start and you build a system kind of like this. Well, we're going to be building a system exactly like this, but ours is going to be dug out of the earth as opposed to using up resources we have. I'm of the school of thought. One, I didn't really want to waste a ton of resources. Why use up resources when you can gather resources? So by digging out the space for this underground, it's going to give us a bunch of resources that we would have otherwise not had. And then let me clean out some of this here. And so we're going to be gathering resources as opposed to wasting them. And then the other benefit of doing it underground is just we don't have the big eyesore above ground. So we've got this, what I think is a cool creeper statue, and so instead of something else that's going to obstruct the view, we've got that. We can get rid of these books, throw down this chest. So basically, let me do that, this. All right. So these are the spawning pads, and let's throw down. So the way this works is actually, so we've got the spawning pads, and then around the spawning pads, I'll do this in cobble, so it's easier to see. We're gonna wall that off, And so we're going to build, again, this is all going to be underground, but for now we're going to do this just to kind of get an idea of what we're going to be doing, because we'll do a couple of layers of this together. Well, we will do part of this together, but it's a big project, and so I don't want to do it all on camera. It would take far too long. So basically, we've got the sand here in the middle, indicates, you know, the spawning pads. And so these raised sand squares are actually the only places in the area where mobs are going to be able to spawn, besides the area where the spawner is, obviously. So what we do, we make these 3 by 3 squares. It's encouraged, well, for this system to work, you've got to throw these half slabs in the middle of each of these pads, because what's going to happen if you don't is you're going to get spiders spawning in your system. And at least for this system, some systems can handle that. This mob system cannot. It's just not worth the effort to bring spiders into it. So you've got this, and this is a system where, do I have my water buckets? Yeah, so I'll do a couple of these. So you put a water source here, and then you put a water source in the corner. So I'm not going to do all of these, but basically you put one in each spot there and in each corner here. And what that does is you see it pushes the water sources right to this point. So if I went through the trouble of doing all these other ones, it would be, you know, everything outside of the pads here would be pushing towards the center point, which is similar to what we're doing with the zombie spawner. We're just trying to collect them all at the same place. So same thing here. This is actually, these are too high. I didn't bother to dig all that out, or waste the sand building it up. But these will be too high, so that once the zombies or the creepers or the skeletons, once they fall off the pad, because they'll walk around on these, but they're tiny and they'll fall off. Once they fall off, they won't be able to get back up on them. So then they're in the water streams, and it'll push them here to this center point. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Oop. There we are. And so what we're going to do is build this system, and the way it works, so we push it to the middle here. And so you can make that big a shaft as you want to. And so the goal is, this is what we would call a layer. And in order to optimize, this is going to get real bad here in a second. In order to optimize the system, you'd want more than one layer, because it'll give you more pads of space where the mobs can spawn. And there's a whole lot of fun mathematics that goes along with how mobs spawn and all that stuff. But really, you just, you know, you build this system, and what you'll need to do is, and what I'll need to do, is you'll light up all around. So light up on the surface, light up in caves around the area. There's a certain perimeter you've got to do, and we're going to do our best to do that. It's not as critical because we've got the mob spawner, so you know, we're going to be getting mobs coming in either way. But you'll want to light up a lot around this area, and then you'll build these on top of each other. So what Etho recommends in his video for his tutorial for how to do this is minimum of 5 spawning pad, or 5 layers, between 5 and 10. So he says, you know, minimum 5, no more than 10. And you build those in. We're probably just going to do 5 at least to start, because again, we've got the spawner, so it's not as critical as for us to have these other pads. Mainly the purpose of doing that is to try and get some skeletons and creepers and stuff mixed in, just so we can, you know, collect some of their drops too, because gunpowder and arrows and stuff are pretty useful. You know, we've got Legolas here. I named it because supposedly if you name an item, it makes it easier or costs less to repair it. I've done that because I don't want to lose this bow. So yeah, I'm going to quickly, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to crank out, I don't know, one layer maybe. We'll do one layer real quick, and then I'll bring you guys back and just kind of show you what we're dealing with under there. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, a quick status update. I have been down here digging for a little while. Hasn't been too bad. It's not a very big system, which is nice. It's pretty quick and easy to crank some of these out. Really only been going for like 10-15 minutes maybe. But got the first layer not done, laid out though. I'm gonna get these half slabs on here, and then I'll dig down the trenches another level. But basically, you know, this is what it is, and so then we'll go down, I'll dig down 1 or 2 blocks and I'll start again, and I'll build 5 of these, and then basically, well, I'll dig while we're doing this. Basically then, what we'll end up having to do is we'll push everything down, so everything's going to the center, and we'll push it all down further, and collect everybody at the bottom of the layers, and then from there we'll fish it around and back up into the same tunnel as the zombies, or the same, I've just been using stone here. It's a little bit slower, but far less expensive. Stone tools, I mean. So we'll funnel everybody together at the bottom of these, and then we will get them to collect in the same elevator. Elevator is the word I wanted. Elevator as the zombies, and then from there we will be all set to just collect basically at that point, which will be pretty sweet. And it'll be nice to have this working, because you know, like if my bow, infinity bow, ever does run out, it'll be good to have a nice supply of arrows, and you know, TNT could be useful for doing this kind of stuff in the future. Let's see, cleared out that one. Gotta clear out this here. That's cleared out. Clear this. Oop, don't want to do that. There we are. Alright, so I think this first layer is done. And I'll throw some water. Let's see, how do I want to do this? What I'm gonna do is actually to make a well here. It'll make this go much quicker. I'm gonna knock that out, and so I can take this back out. But the nice thing about this too, not only are you getting cobble and dirt and stuff like that, fair amount of iron and coal and stuff like that is present as well. So it's overall it's more, you know, effective than like branch mining or something, because you're basically doing the same things, but you're building something in the process, so it's even more you know, worthwhile. So let's get these water sources laid out, and this, you know, this is probably the best mob system I've seen. It's, you know, if you build it above ground or below ground, it doesn't really matter. It just depends on your preference. I'm preferring to put it underground, for the reasons I already stated. But if you want to build it above ground, basically you're doing the same thing that I did earlier in the episode when I was kind of showing you the concept, except that you know, you're typically, so like when Etho did it in his video, when he built it above ground, he did kind of what I've done with the zombie elevator, where he took them, he built it 22 blocks up in the sky or whatever, so that he, could get the drop damage on them coming straight out of the thing. So that might be something to take into account if you're doing one yourself. So let's see, we've got that side, both of these corners, both sides. I think we might be done here. Let's just double check. Yes. All right. So this layer is completed. I'm going to fill my buckets back up. I'll fill this in. And there we go. So again, just in case you guys needed to know, let's see, actually I want to put some above these water sources. We can put another block, and that'll act as another, I really can't get around here. I'll do that later. But basically, these pads here will be, once I get everything lit up, will be the only areas where mobs can spawn in, the surrounding area. And they'll spawn here, bump up against each other, walk around on their own, fall in, and be led right here. So yeah, let's see. So the layer will be, the next layer will start right here, basically. This will be, so the floor of the layer above will be the roof of the next one. And we'll just keep going, get these in as compact as we can. And yeah, so next episode I will see you guys, and we will continue going with this. Well, this will be done, I think. I think by next episode we'll be done. I don't want to do too many more episodes on this, just because I don't know how many episodes on the same thing you guys want to watch. So I'll probably finish this off, and then we'll do a walkthrough of it next episode, and I'll show you guys how we ended up doing it, how it connects. Oh, creeper! What are you doing in my house? All right. So I'll show you how it connects into here. I'll show you, I'll show you everything. And then we'll do something else fun next time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you got any questions or comments for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.